Okay, we're recording. So welcome everybody to the Referral Challenge Q&A Mastermind call for Friday the 31st of March. We've got a full house today. That's great. Just a quick update, and then we'll do some Q&A and some masterminding and stuff. I just want to share a couple things. Let me just share my screen real quick. So regarding today's updates, I'm in the 2.1 section right now, not in the old 2.0 section. In the 2.1 section, week 3 is what was today's update. Fertile ground sequence, the client reactivation campaign are both here. I've restructured the tools layout because it was getting too long. So it's broken up into 2 sections now. There's the bonus tool, or the bonus section, I should say. I've restructured the bonus section. So there's now the bonus tools, which has KPI tracking, tax day campaign, startling facts, which is new for today, crystal ball, which is new for today, and then the mother lode, which is new for today. And I just wanted to quickly talk about that. And then the storytelling is down here. Before I talk, well, let me just, if you guys haven't seen this yet, this will hopefully be a very nice surprise for you when you get a chance to look at it. We have contracted with a top-notch, the best in the business company at providing outstanding done-for-you content that we can give to you guys to use. It is really expertly done. I've gotten some outsourced content many times in the past, never found anything this high quality. It's very, very good, and it's right. It's perfectly aligned, as I talk about in the video, with the entire strategy of the referral challenge. So it's not like we're just giving you a bunch of extra stuff. It's all very strategic, and you'll discover more about that as we move forward, and particularly when we get into the 2.0 folks are already in this, but when we get into local by referral, which includes local motive, and also the 21-day charity challenge campaign, which we're going to roll out for the 2.0 folks today or tomorrow. Everything's taking longer than we'd hoped. But anyway, this is really spectacular stuff. I will warn you, however, this download file, I don't know what it is, maybe 100 megabytes. It's a big file. And it will be every month. We're going to give you this content every single month. So you can use it on social media. You can use it in your email campaigns, blog posts, however you like. You can mix and match it. It comes in text files and PDFs, images. It's just incredible, really, a selection of content that you can use however you want. The only thing you can't do with it is sell it or pass it off as yourself. You can use it to promote your business and your partner's business. That's it. But there is a lot of stuff. So as I recommend here, I would encourage you to download these files into something like Dropbox, because after a few months, you're going to have a lot of megabytes of content you just don't want to slow down the resources on your computer. So I would encourage you to use Dropbox. This is worthwhile, very valuable stuff. Hopefully you'll see that. You'll agree when you see it. Okay, so that's it for the update. So let's get into it. I'm going to unmute and see what happens. If we get too much feedback, I'm going to mute again, and then we'll unmute as people have questions. But let's see what happens. All right. So what I want to do is just right off the top, anybody got anything, any urgent issues they want to handle right now? Otherwise, we'll go around the room. Okay, nothing urgent. All right, great. So, Vern, we're just going to start with you because you're up there. Any questions, issues? You know the drill. If not, just give us an update. Let us know how you're doing.
Okay, I don't have questions at this point, but we are doing pretty good. We're launching on Sunday the Facebook check-in. So we've got a poster going up. I did a video for it. The first email will also go out on Sunday. And then I'm thinking in the middle of the week is when the second email will go up. It didn't really say when, so I'm going to do that probably the second email. And then I've also got posters to hand out to every client as they walk through, every member as they walk through. We have about 2,000 visits per week. So we have potential to get a lot of check-ins to this. So this should work out pretty well for. We have a potential of 8,000 per month. So we're going to do 5 cents per check-in and see how that comes out first. So we're looking for, right now, we'd like to see 2,000 in the month, and then build that up to maybe half of what we actually have for visits per month. So we should be about 4,000, I hope. That will put us at about $200 a month for our charity. Our charity's working well with us so far, so everything seems to be going really well there. And I haven't really dug into today's stuff that just went out. I just had to look at it. I haven't really got to dive into it, but it's looking pretty good.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, that sounds good. It'll be interesting to see what happens with your check-ins. And if they do, you know, if they really pop, which I would imagine they probably will, then I think you're probably wise to choose a lower, you know, amount donated for each check-in. But then again, one of the cool things about this is because in marketing, we're always testing. So you roll this out, you see what happens. So you want to obviously manage your check-ins and see what the numbers are there, but also try to do your best to track referrals, new clients, determine how they came to you. And if you start seeing that those check-ins are responsible for even 1 or 2 new clients a month for you, then you'll know, hey, this is something, you know, valuable, and maybe you'll be able to increase the number of check-ins by increasing the amount you donate. I don't know. It's all a test.
Well, I'd rather do that, be able to increase than decrease. So I didn't want to dive in too much right off the bat. So because we do have a lot of visits, so it could really go pretty good. So we can increase always, and that's just going to make it look better. So
no doubt, no doubt. Excellent. All right, very good, very good. Okay, let's keep going then. Mike, how about you? Any questions, issues, and if not, give us an update.
No, I don't have any questions or issues right now. I mean, we're a little bit behind. Like I was sick 2 weeks ago, so we're like a week behind. So I haven't dug into anything from today yet, obviously. But we have our charity squared away. We're getting ready to start the emails are going out regarding Facebook check-in, and we're getting that posted. We just finished making the edits to option B, I believe it was, to have posted inside the facility about how to go about doing the check-ins and all that stuff. So we're going to be rolling that out this week. So hopefully we'll get rocking and rolling, but we got the charity squared away and feel like we're ready to go.
Excellent. All right. Very good. Well, that's what I like. Okay. Fred, you're up next. Any issues, questions? If not, give us an update and tell us how that 298 email launch is going.
I don't have any issues. I've gone through everything in the 2.0. I just had a couple of questions. I might be I watch all the videos, but had a couple of questions about local by referral.
Yeah.
Is that free for them?
Yeah, it is for now. For your partners, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's free for them, but you're the leader, so you know it's free for them because they're coming in and they're just going to get guidance by you on how to implement. We're going to teach them some of the strategies and some of the tactics in the training, but we're trying to keep you as sort of the keeper of the secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Okay.
to answer your question, yeah, it's free for them.
So is it active now, live? Do I start sharing it, or are we not there yet?
No, we're not there yet. The training needs to be finished and then built in. So we're probably still, you know, again, it just.
Oh, it's fine. I just wanted to make sure I'm on track.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
I sent you the couple little tweaks to my page. It was just, I have 6 children instead of 5.
Okay, sorry.
I gave you my email address, a special email that I wanted it to go to.
Okay, great. We'll make those changes for you for sure.
So the local motive, that's going to be my Facebook group, right? That's going to be.
That's right. That's the Facebook group, and that, since you brought it up, the DFY content that we're providing, the reason that we're doing that is largely because of that group.
Okay.
Obviously, you can use the content any way you want, but it's going to become very important for that group specifically, and that's why we wanted you guys to have it, so you didn't have to worry about creating content for that group. A ton of content for the group. You'll still have to create some content, and we'll discuss that as we go forward. But yeah. That's right. It's your Facebook group.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I'm just going to go ahead and get that set up. And I know you wanted me to talk about how I advertise later. And then the beautiful thing is I have 46 businesses that are already advertising with me. So I'm just going to shift them over into my group. It's going to be like a powerhouse right from the beginning. So I'll have that set up. The referral challenge that you're talking about, is that live yet?
It is not, but we're going to release the first part of it either later this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Aaron's done some great work on the front end of it. We just have, there's a few pieces that we got to talk about, and so I got to create a video for it. But it's exciting, and it integrates perfectly with everything that we're doing. It's going to leverage the locomotive group as well, and it's charity based. It's a big idea campaign that is not difficult to implement.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I just wanted to make sure I like to be on task with everything. So, so right now the 298 done for you emails. The last time I checked, we had sold over 100 copies so far. Today it's just 298 done for you, motivational, inspirational, educational, and then there's some workout emails. I built them into transformation challenges, but they can pretty much, when you look at it, it's just done for you content. So, you know, it can be used. I use them for all kinds of different things. Facebook posts, text messages. Obviously I use them for my challenges. That's how I got the idea. I send them out as newsletters. I can expand. There's just tons of different ways you can use them. So far that's going well. Thanks for all your help, and your testimonies were awesome. So that makes all the difference in the world.
Well,
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you for everything. You know, you've contributed in a very significant way to the referral challenge, and we're very grateful for that. And I'll tell you what, guys, if you haven't looked at that sales letter yet, and I've linked to it in the Facebook group, the sales letter is very good. But and the product obviously is fantastic, and that's the reason that Aaron and I both endorse it. Also because we trust Fred, we know Fred and Pat as well. But one of the things I want to point out to you that you should take a look at when you get a second, pop over that letter and scroll down and read Aaron's testimonial that he wrote for Fred. It is the shit. You will not see a better written testimonial than that. And the beautiful thing is, Aaron is like Fred and like me and like a lot of you, not all of you, just very, very sincere and heartfelt. And it just oozes in this testimonial. It's a perfectly written testimonial. And it's the type of thing, because he tells a little story in there. So I mention this to you because it's a good model for you to use to look for when you're trying to get your clients to give you testimonials. And you know, and when you're writing things about your partners and such going forward, it's just a very good lesson in social proof.
Yeah, it worked out well. Thank you so much for that. So did you want me to talk about the advertising thing now, or you want to run the horn first?
I think unless somebody's in a hurry, if you are, raise your hand. If not, I'd like to hear what Fred has to say about this, and I think everybody else would too. Anybody need to get in quick, because this will probably take 10 minutes or so with Fred, but anybody need to get in quick right now first? No? All right, good. Yeah, let's hear it. So just set it up, Fred, and then explain what you're doing.
Okay, so I added big screen TVs to my gym initially with the thought of displaying workouts instead of writing them up on boards, just so it could be neater. So it never did work out, so I couldn't get it to look like I wanted. So I brainstormed for quite a while to figure out what I would do with them. And so what I noticed was in the local community, there was digital advertising. So there's like 15 or 20 businesses around the city that carry this one particular business's TVs, and you can pay for advertisement. So I looked at it and said, man, I got the idea, and brought it back to my gym. So initially you would think, hey, you're charging for advertising, but let me just tell you why I don't, but I still get paid. So I wanted to build relationships. You know, the reason why I love the referral challenge is because at the end of the day, training is a relational business. It is not a transactional business. At the end of the day, most people are going to buy you and stay around for a long time because they fall in love with you or your philosophy or the way you train and stuff like that. And so, as you might or might not know me, I'm very charitable. I do a lot in my community. I'm very well connected in the community with the churches and different things. So for me, it was, I knew I had the businesses already here. I wanted to do free advertising. And so it kind of like, people thought they were being tricked at first because nothing's free anywhere. And I said, look, I'm just going to get your graphic. We're going to display it. And so it grew from like 2 or 3 to 15. And now we have 46 that run in our monitor. And so how do I monetize it? For one, I build relationships with my small businesses. And as long as their ads are running, they're probably getting business. And so the majority of everyone that's on there has gotten 2 or 3 or 4 clients. Some people have really cat pie because I don't just have them displaying. I talk about it in a weekly email about who all is on there and what they have to offer and why it's important to shop local and support the people that are working out with you if you can. So between that, I also got with my CPA and I said, hey, how can I not charge them for advertising, but be able to give them a write-off? And so what he said is you can charge for your training and gift them to advertising and then write them a receipt for 50% of it. And that would be legal and moral. And so that's what I started doing. So between the customers that they get and the invoice they get at the end of the year for advertising, their training is basically free. So they stay longer, they spend more, they're happy, and they recruit their friends, especially if their friends are small business owners because they've been getting business. And we've also been establishing like somewhat of a BNI / networking group within the gym for people that are looking for business. We post it on our Facebook page and it works well that way. Also, I have a facility combine. It's actually going to be a product in about the next 30 days. And so we have 3 challenges a year. It's similar to like CrossFit competitions or CrossFit games or something like that, but it's less CrossFit-ish and more in-house. And so what I did is I reached out to my business owners and said, hey, do you want to be a corporate sponsor? And we put their names on the shirt and we announced it during the event. We also announce it in emails and tell everybody what they offer. And sometimes they'll give a special offer to our clients if they have products. So that's one way that it gets monetized. However, I also use those same people for my fundraisers. So last year, my facility raised over $40,000 for charities and individuals in the community, which is a huge amount for just a regular gym. And so all my events are paid for. I get all my chairs, my tables, all my food, all my door prizes, all the businesses that are within my facility. And so my events become free minus my time and, our facility. And then the donations just go through the roof. So in February, we did a deadlift fundraiser. In 1 hour, we raised $6,700. And so we have another one coming up in April for a little girl that's in the community. But so that's how I've connected my TV advertising, how I grew it that way. And I just think it's a beautiful thing. And everybody wins.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it right there in a nutshell. The perfect summation. Everybody wins. When you come at it from that point of view and you're
yours?
smart about it, it can
Figured
work
as much.
really, really well. Okay, excellent. Fred, thank you very much. I appreciate you sharing that. And I hopefully, obviously this is recorded, so we'll have it up, and that's worth re-listening to a couple times until you get it down. We'll probably build something out around that with Fred's help that we can, get out to you guys so you have some bullet points on the important pieces, because it's just a brilliant strategy. And just think about it this way. I mean, there's so many things to love about it, but what if your partners in this start doing the same thing? Those of them that, you got a dentist or somebody else, a chiropractor, somebody else that they might not have the volume of clients that Fred has. If they use flat screens in their offices and they start putting your ads up there too, it just all becomes very synergistic and complementary, and builds influence and authority in the marketplace.
And if each person refers 3 people, that's 150 clients.
Yeah.
It's a business in a box.
Yeah. No doubt. That's strong. All right, man. Well, thank you again. I appreciate you sharing that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, very good. Randy, how about you? Let's talk about it. Any issues, problems, or if not, give us an update. Let us know how you're doing.
Yeah. So first of all, it's good that we're restarting this because I definitely got off track probably midway through with doing that nutrition implementation course. So, yeah, this has been good. To just, again, come back through because this is a robust program, which is awesome, but it's a lot to implement, so it's been all good. But I do have a question. First of all, I'll tell you this. If you guys have ClickFunnels and you want that crystal ball, I don't know, page that was put together that I've got, I'm happy to share that file with you guys, and you can just dump that into your ClickFunnels account. But I do have a question on keeping people checking in with the Facebook. You know, and I know a lot of things go like this. When you first launch it, there's a lot of excitement, a lot of activity, but then it just kind of waned and it dipped more than I thought that it should have. So I'm just looking for feedback from, maybe some of you other guys that have already got that implemented and how you've kept people checking in and so forth.
Before we answer that, I want to say, first of all, thank you very much for that incredibly generous offer to share your ClickFunnels landing page. If those of you, if you're not familiar, if you're not sure what Randy's referring to, in the Facebook group today, I posted a link to Randy's ClickFunnels landing page for the crystal ball, which Ben Davis built, and it's sweet. It's really nice looking. So take a look at that when you get a chance, and then reach out to Randy if you want to take advantage of his very generous offer. So thank you for that, Randy. And now, anybody got any feedback for Randy regarding the check-ins?
Well, what I do is you just like what I have learned, and y'all have more experience than I do, but what I have learned through marketing, especially when things are in-house and they're hearing a lot of stuff from me, I send out a lot of emails, a lot of Facebook posts. It's just constant reminders. So they get email reminders, they get Facebook reminders, and our coaches are supposed to be mentioned in every single class. And so we don't just say, don't forget to check in on Facebook. We say, don't forget to check in, because every time you do, Fred's donating 10 cents to charity. And last month we donated, I don't know, $200 and something. And so when they hear that just checking in on Facebook, they can be a part of something that's bigger. But not only bigger, they're supporting their local community with a very reputable organization that ministers to our entire community. So that's kept them up. But if you're not doing that, they will tend to drop off. Now, I will say this, and I think Referizer is going to be the answer. My clients have had some concerns about checking in on the iPad and then checking into Facebook and doing all these different check-ins. So I still stay on top of them, but we are going to integrate that all into Referizer. So the only thing they'll have to do is check in on Facebook.
You're talking they had a problem just because it was too much stuff, basically.
Well, so right now they have to check into their class. They check in on Facebook for the check-in for charity, and they have an app that gives them rewards too. So they're doing 3, but we're about to integrate all of those. But what I would tell them is I say, I look at your Facebook page and y'all are checking into every place y'all go to. So what's the difference? Like, that's just what we do now. We check in everywhere. Check in at the hair salon, at the restaurant, at the movie theater, but when you check in here, I'm donating money to charity. No one else is. So it helps.
Yeah. And let me just reinforce something that Fred just said, which is critically important. Marketing is not an event. It never has been, never will be. It's always a process. It's always a process. So there's always, consistency, and Camellia drills this in me all the time. Consistency in every regard. So another thing to look at is continual communication. One of the things, Randy, you might want to think about is maybe once a month, once a month, putting out that explainer letter again, and prompting your front desk staff to engage people, talk it up, your trainers to talk it up, that type of thing, and maybe most importantly of all, share the social proof. So when you've made a decision at the end of the month or something, be sure that gets promoted out there, and you're recognizing certain people or whatever's appropriate. But that type of thing, because that, again, it's about building a culture we talked about at the very beginning, and that requires consistent application.
Fair enough. That's good.
Hey, Randy, real quick, couple things just for automation, because I know you have a lot to do and so do I. So I have my Facebook post with a graphic, and I schedule it on Post Planner to remind them once a week to check in on Facebook. That way I don't have to actually keep doing it over and over again. And then reinforcing my trainers, mention it in every class. Hey, before you leave, don't forget to check in on Facebook. I think those are the two main things. And I take a picture of the check that I write every month, minus my account numbers, and say, this is what you're doing every month. And so those three things help for sure.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And the picture like that Wayne did with when he was delivering his check to charity and that type of thing, maybe you don't do it every month, but every other month at least you're getting something like that out there, sending it out in your email, putting it on Facebook. And that's why it's so, we all have to do this as business people. We all have to, there's a lot of stuff we got to do, a lot of tasks. And so that's why checklists are so important and why we leverage them so heavily in this program. So, things get done consistently. Randy, anything else, any other questions, issues, things we can help you with?
No, I think that's it.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you. Martin, let's go to you before another beer, before it's time for beer number 2. Any questions?
On number 1.
Okay. Any questions, issues, problems? If not, give us an update.
Yeah, no, not really. I'll just explain my background. I don't think I've done that within the group before. So I lead on Nordic walking in the UK. And I don't know what awareness the rest of the group here will have of Nordic walking. I don't know, maybe a set of hands if people had heard of Nordic walking or seen it before. No?
I have not.
Okay. All right. So Nordic walking comes out of Finland. Picture cross-country skiing without the skis. Outdoor activity. Launched in Finland in '97. Within 4 years, 12% of the Finnish population were Nordic walking once a week or more. 23% of over 65s were Nordic walking once a week or more. So we brought it into the UK. Now I run a couple of businesses.
Sorry about the background. I'm trying to figure out where that's coming from.
That's cool.
Sorry, go ahead, Mark.
So my situation is I run a.
You froze up.
One is a high price.
Go ahead.
Am I okay?
Yep, you're good.
It might be at this end. So I run a high-priced business. I also run a cheaper model. It's all outdoor fitness. We present at conferences, and one of the things we present is attracting the 88%. It's based on 12% of the population going to personal trainers, fitness clubs, leisure centres in the UK. So we're saying we'll let them have that. We won't fight for that. We'll go after the 88% of people who aren't regularly exercising. So for me now, this, what it means is sometimes I miss the basics. So I'm trying to follow, my update here is that I'm following the program. I am behind because I can already see that I haven't the time to keep up. But it doesn't diminish my enthusiasm for it. I know it's the basics that I need to get right here within the local businesses. To give you an idea, just asking my clients in one area, 3/4 of them don't use Facebook. So, the whole time we're talking about Facebook and Instagram, it doesn't apply to my clients. 89% of my clients are over the age of 50. So it gives you, it's a totally different market that we're going after here. So the principles apply. But if I'm honest, I'm trying to get my head around Facebook and using it as smart as the guys have already been talking, to just to try and get that right and get people engaging better that way.
Sure. Yeah. But it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. And so if folks are not engaged with Facebook, maybe some of them will be. And I'm not saying you shouldn't try, you shouldn't try and make it work, because I think it's a matter of time. I think over time, a certain percentage will adopt.
Oh yeah, I've no doubt about that. And I think for me, it's all the things that I'm reading about here with the Facebook and the referrals, and it's to attract new people in. So I think there's a lot of people that are looking at Facebook, maybe just not my clients, but even just getting a small traction from my existing clients, I think can have quite a big impact for new clients coming in.
No doubt. And I'll tell you this, the 21-day charity challenge campaign that's coming out will be, you're not going to see that until week 6, but that's just 2 weeks away. But that will be something that you can immediately use on Facebook that will help you get traction with a lot of folks in your local market. But beyond Facebook, let me ask you this. Are you emailing, or do you email regularly?
Fairly regularly. Use MailChimp fairly regularly with newsletters. Interestingly, found that emails work much better than newsletters. The less glossy it looked, the more effective it was. We work in communities that are very tightly knit, so there's a lot of word of mouth. But I don't think we're capitalising on asking people for the referrals, and that's where we're missing out. They all love it, and they all tell us they love it, but telling their friends, you've got to go down there and give this a go.
Yeah, great. Okay, so the reason I asked about emails is because you definitely need to have at least one solid communication channel that you're using. A lot of folks leverage a couple: the email, the Facebook. Some use direct mail as well. So at least you're using email. That's good. You know what kind of look and feel you need in your emails. That's great. And do you find that you get a fairly good open rate on your emails?
Yeah. It's
great.
Now without figures in front of me, but it's certainly well above industry standards on all the measures that it's giving back to me.
Okay. All right. Very good. So let me just say I'm glad that you are keeping an open mind. That's great. And clearly you understand the importance of the fundamentals, getting those things right, asking for the referrals consistently. But just keep in mind that communication is key. It's the component, it's the mechanism for everything that we do is consistent communication. So that's why I asked about the email. And we'll work towards building the Facebook component.
Yeah, no, we'll get that right.
Yeah. Excellent. All right, very good. Anything else, Martin?
No, I'm good.
All right, great. Well, thank you for the update. John, we can't see you, but I wanted to check in with you and see if you've got any questions, problems, issues, or if not, give us an update if you're not busy. John, you there? All right, we're going to move on. Tom, how about you? Any questions, issues? We heard Camille told me you were on the news the other day.
Yeah, it's true. We actually had a busy week, and it actually brings up a question that I do have for you, but I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, we had a couple of, you were absolutely 100% right that what we need to be doing is demos and public appearances and getting seen. For those of you who don't know, my partner and I run a partner-assisted stretching business, which works along the model of a massage, but not quite. So we did a couple of public appearances, and we did the TV show or the morning news this week, and that was surprisingly good. It was really the newscaster, although he was in jeans on the table and he wasn't prepared for us in any way, really was involved in it and asked us some really great questions. It felt really good. And a couple of people had come up to me at the gym since then and had been like, "Hey, I saw you on TV." So it was kind of one of those, who watches those channels, kind of thing. And I was really sort of surprised by the number of people. Although we did get preempted because there was a shooting in DC that morning. So the first part of our show got preempted, and then they cut back to us, which was interesting. But so anyway, my question is about signage. In terms of when we're going out and doing public appearances, of course, we have a couple of banners and whatnot. But my question is about what I want to give to them, what I want the potential client to walk away with. And I know I say postcard, and I know it's really a promo card, but is the idea on that promo card, what is it? Is it outlining what the benefits? Is it giving them a deal? I want that to be a simple thing that they can look at and identify right away. And I feel like every time we've made one, we've just overloaded it with words you know, it's just like, it's testimonials and it's promises and it's, you know, and I just feel like it needs to be simple and clean. And that's what I guess I'm asking.
Yeah. So just clarify for me, what tool specifically are you referring to?
This is something like when we're doing a public appearance, when we're doing a demo, we have cards and whatnot and promo things to give to potential clients.
I see.
And so I'm talking about a postcardy, like we have a pamphlet, but I'm not a pamphlet guy. I prefer something simple. And a pamphlet feels to me, we give them away, but it feels like we're just giving away pieces of paper. And postcards, postcards are a promo card. I just feel like I don't know what I want to give to people when we're at one of those public kind of things. What, you know, do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. Yeah. So here's the thing is that we're all in the business of solving problems. That's what we do. So your primary hook should be a problem and how you solve that problem.
Okay.
It could be a couple problems. Maybe there's 2 or 3. That's fine. But you don't want to go beyond that. 3 would be the maximum. But there's generally one pressing problem. In fitness, it's generally weight loss, you know, fat loss. Depending on which market you're going after. But
right.
That's usually the big overriding problem. You want to look at the problem. You probably know what the primary problem is based on your existing clients.
Right.
So you want to craft something that clearly calls out that problem and promises a solution that they can get for free. So if you're doing a demonstration, I would say, hey, here's the big problem. Here's how you can get a 3-step video series on how to solve this problem.
Okay.
Give them the card. It drives them to a landing page where they have to opt in to get that information. Then you follow up with them with an autoresponder follow-up and conversion sequence to move those people into consultations. That's a simple solution. You can get more sophisticated. That's a very simple solution.
Simple is what I want. I like simple and elegant. No, that's a really good idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Aaron, you want to add?
Yeah, let me jump in here, Tom. The reason Eric and I work together so well is because we think alike so much, and he's right. You know, problems are markets. Right. And we are in the business of solving problems. If you want to take your business to the next level, solve a bigger problem. Right.
Right.
So to Eric's point, but to expand on it, I think I had this talk with Benjamin when he and I were talking once before, but here's the deal. If you want to do something small and elegant, then to solve the problem, you have a stack of cards, right? Not one that you try to put everything on.
Right.
But you have a headache card. You have a shoulder pain card.
Right.
You have, a back pain card. You have, a stress card, right? And you just segment as best you can and isolate a problem to a card. So that when somebody comes up to you and you ask them, what bothers you most? Well, I struggle with low back pain. Here, take this card.
Right. That makes sense. And that would be our most popular card. Well done.
That is perfect. That's a $1,000 consulting session. Just send us a check in the mail.
I'll give you a free stretch.
Yeah. No, what Aaron just outlined, I hope everybody's listening. Yeah, that was beautiful. That is perfect, because of course, when you're engaging people publicly, you have an opportunity to ask those questions and, to probe a little bit. So you can.
Right. We do the penetrating questions part. That's a natural part of, what hurts, how does it affect you? How does it affect your life? Those are natural questions that come out in in the stretch anyway. So, that's when we're in public, that's a really quick way to be like, oh yeah, here's the lower back issue. Bang. Yeah, that's nice. That's elegant. Good. Elegant. Yeah. See, that's the word.
It is. That was beautiful, Aaron. That was beautiful. Let me just add one more quick thing. There's a guy, Randy, what was John's last name? The guy up in Wisconsin who was a NPE VIP for a long time. He was a soccer player.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I can't think of his last name. Anyway, this guy, he had a reoccurring gig on TV on the news, like ABC, their primary news, local news show, every week, or at least once a month. But it was reoccurring. He did a lot of these things for a couple of years. And before he met us, he was struggling. I mean, he was getting on TV, and that was doing great and everything. But he was like, I don't know if I'm getting anything out of this. So he said, what should I do? And I said, well, here's what you should do. And you should offer this free report while you're on TV, but you can't be cheesy about it. So what you want to do is just bring a binder with you, and when you're on TV, you just say, hey, if somebody would like this, and it has the title of it right there, just all you got to do is go to my website, and you can have this free of charge. So I mention that only because, Tom, if you get on the news again, if you have that opportunity, sometimes they won't let you do those things, but sometimes they will. And if you can do
we have a contract with them. We have a couple of appearances that we'll be doing over the course of the next year. So we'll be we're doing 4 this year.
Excellent, because it's one thing to say, hey, I have a special report on XYZ. It's another thing to show something tangible right there in your hands. You say, you can have this immediately. You can download it right off our website, blah, blah, blah. That makes it very, very appealing. When John started doing that, leads just popped for him. So something to think about for anybody that gets on TV.
Good, thank you.
Tom, let me jump back in with one more idea on those cards. Just think, I'm sure you've got or have seen at least the anatomy cards that medical students get. Think in those terms. So on the front end, you've got your silhouette or your picture of a person who's like a soap note kind of a posture in an anatomical position, and at the headache, if it's a headache or low back pain, and it's circled in that area on one side, and then on the other side it's got the data or the information. All right, so you have a visual mixed with your copy.
Our logo uses an anatomical figure, right? We have a big old spread guy right out there. Yeah, that's beautiful. That'll play into what we're doing.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else, Tom? Are you good?
No, that's it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that much time.
All right, thank you. And I will mention, Camellia said she watched the entire segment and said you were freaking awesome on TV. She said you.
It's really funny. I'm a retired teacher, and we're used to talking is not an issue for me. And one of the things that I realized was that I was a little too animated when I was watching it, and so I was like, oh, it's different being on TV than it is being on a stage where you can be a little larger. And then of course I have to let Ben talk every now and then.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, on camera and on any medium, really, big personality translates well. It's much better than the opposite.
Right, but it reads as passion, and I'm taking that.
Yeah.
So thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Well done. All right, Wayne, you're up, brother. Any questions, issues, problems? If not, give us an update.
I'm trying to catch up. I was out of town for about a week, and Fred answered a lot of the questions that I had. One is about the locomotive Facebook group. Is that kind of like a stepping stone to get people into the the other one?
It's going to be your delivery mechanism, because the entire focus, just to give you the entire focus of local by referral. Sorry, I'm gonna mute you just for a second, Wayne. The entire focus of local by referral and locomotive and the 21-day charity campaign, as you'll see, and basically everything we're doing, is to create your own community within your local area. It's to create your own audience, your herd, as Dan Kennedy refers to it, your tribe, as others refer to it, but in a significant way, not just people that are fitness related or that are your clients or prospects, but a large chunk of the folks who are interested in health, wellness, and other things that your partners offer, because then when you have your partners there too, they bring in their clients. And that's how we're going to stimulate an incredible amount of word of mouth and also build your authority. So you then have this community with whom you have direct communication channel via your Facebook group. And within the Facebook group, what we're going to have you do, and this is all very seamless. It might sound complicated, but when you see it in action, it becomes very seamless. Within the Facebook group, we're going to give them reasons to begin opting into your email list. So you'll be able to communicate with them directly in the Facebook group. You'll also get a percentage of them, hopefully up to 50% or more, to opt into your email list. So you'll be able to communicate with them that way. So it all becomes very synergistic. But the important thing is that you're going to be endorsed by your partners, things like this. So it all becomes very powerful and builds over time. You're building this momentum that's all about positioning. Ultimately, that's what it's about. It's about positioning you as the best provider of fitness-related services in your area, the dominant force, the one that everybody knows, everybody's talking about, because you're stimulating that and your partners are stimulating that. So that's the synergistic process of it. I know it might sound a little bit meta right now, a little bit, but once you see the tactics for implementation, you'll be able to wrap your head around a little bit better. Does that help a little bit, Wayne? Yeah,
I'm trusting the process. I know what you're doing. I'm trusting it.
All right, very good. Yeah, well, that's, and I appreciate that. I do, and Aaron does too. We both do. Tell us real quick, how was you were out in California for the fitness event, the fitness business event, summit, whatever, Vegas' thing. How was that?
Right. Well, of course, they talk a lot about what you guys talking about, that we're in the people business and that delivering results and getting referrals. I mean, a lot of it was based on that. I mean, right. There's a lot of good information there.
Yeah, good. And who was the dude you took the picture with the eyebrow?
He's a YouTube guy that I forgot his name off the top of my head, but he's a YouTube guy that does funny videos, like karate stuff.
Okay.
Like 100 groin strikes,
Oh, yeah. All right. So YouTube celebrity. All right. Very cool. Okay. Anything else that we can help you with? Any other questions or anything?
No, the check-ins are going good. And we've upped the referral that we used to pay for people referring people to become a member from $20 to $50. And we try to make it a point to take pictures when we're giving the people money. And we try to post that on social media, whether it's Instagram and Facebook. And that seems to help a lot. They really get excited when you give them cash and take a picture with them. And I know we're getting better exposure with the check-ins, but it's kind of hard. You can't really measure it, it seems, because a lot of times it's not just that one exposure to a check-in that someone saw. It's they've seen it repeatedly, or they know a friend that comes. So, but it definitely helps because it's just that repeated exposure.
Yeah.
But the check-ins has helped a lot.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, there's all these studies that have been done that it's, some people say 5, 7, 10 touches, exposures before someone takes action. It's best if you can quantify what you can quantify, but you can't quantify everything. You can't perfectly track everything. But it's good that you recognize that the increased awareness and exposure is absolutely to your benefit. And as we accelerate all that with various means, then it just becomes more and more powerful and something that people just can't ignore. When they start seeing your name, your business name, other people talking about you in a lot of different places, that then that's how word of mouth is stimulated and sustained.
Cool.
All right. Very good.
I've started reading the book, Work the System, that you guys had recommended earlier.
Yeah.
And I'm now starting, and it seems like it's going to help a lot with managing things, getting things in line.
It's a great book. It requires a lot of work to build out those systems, as you've seen with some of the referral challenge components, but it's absolutely worthwhile. I mean, there's no better way to grow a business than to start in the early stages and systemize, but at any point you can begin doing it. But I'm glad that you're on it now. That's great.
And one more thing, I want to thank you guys for putting out that massive content. I forgot what you called it. The
mother load. The mother load.
That's really great. Thank you guys.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, it is great. I'm so glad I found it and we can give it to you guys, but thank you for saying that. All right. Excellent. Rick, you're up, brother. Any questions, issues, problems, or if not, give us an update.
Yeah, I've got a few questions. As far as and it goes in regard to the tax day promotion. already got all of that uploaded, sitting in my autoresponder, ready to go, getting my staff ready to answer questions all day that day. My question is, how are most of the folks handling that? Are they bringing people in to sign them up, or are they creating a page on their website that they can sign up directly for? How are everybody trying to process that just to keep it going smoothly?
Aaron, you want to take that?
Take notes.
Yep, had to figure out the technology there. So, Rick, the only call to action on that is to make a phone call, as you'll recall. And when they make a phone call, you're going to get one job, and that's to get a credit card.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
And so when they call, they are ready, right? Get the credit card, all right? As soon as they give you their money, they're going to give you their body, right?
Oh.
That's as simple as it gets.
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure, because usually our process is after we talk to them, we bring them in, sit them down. So that's good. Good to know. Okay. Other things, we actually just started, got all the signage up for the check-ins, Facebook check-ins. Actually announced it for the first time today. Let them know about the charity we're using and everything. And I think just from our 3 sessions this morning, already had 15, maybe a few more check-ins already. So I think it's just going to be a matter of constantly reminding them until it becomes habit, like every other habit we work on, with our clients. Everything seems to be going pretty smooth so far. It's just a matter of getting everything in place and letting it run.
Yeah, beautiful. That's right. And getting everything in place is right. The onboarding is coming up next for you guys, which you'll begin to see really the internal systemization that is a big part of the referral challenge. The folks in 2.0 have already seen that. So it all works, as I said, synergistically. I'm not going to beat that dead horse, but I appreciate that you're recognizing, you're getting some traction there, Rick, and things are moving forward for you nicely. That's great. I'm glad you're getting the check-ins. That's outstanding.
One thing I was also going to ask, because you guys were already talking about Facebook groups and what have you. We've had one going for a while now, and I believe we have right over 1,000 people. It's a community group. So I really don't even sell or anything in there, just constantly give them free content. I was actually wondering if I should maybe make a soft offer for the tax day promotion in there. Because there's, like I said, 1,000 people sitting there that, not all of them are members, not even close. So there's, a huge opportunity.
Yeah. So 2 things on that. Number one, good on you for building that sucker out. That's great. You've got a great head start. But here's the other thing, and this is really important. When you build an audience, you have to train that audience. So if you continually just provide free all the time, when you start to sell, some people are going to resent it and they're going to bail on you, and that's fine. But the point is, you're giving so much, you have to, it's incumbent upon you to promote, to sell to these folks to some degree. I'm not talking about being aggressive about it. But as you said, a soft pitch. And I would build into your standard operating procedures, into your system, that you do that once every 2 weeks, something soft, or at least once a month, something soft, maybe more frequently. But I would start less frequently and then potentially build it up. And even if it's not where you're pitching something, it could be where you're just asking them to do something specific, opting in for something. Again, we want to train these folks to be responsive, to be engaged. And it's hard sometimes if you're just always going, hey, asking questions in the group or whatever, that, it can work to some degree, but you want to do more. You want to give them compelling reasons to take advantage of stuff. And so train those folks up. And so the answer to your question is yes, I would absolutely promote.
Okay, perfect. That's what I was wondering. Like I said, it crossed my mind as we were sitting here. Only other thing I really did, I was trying to think, well, we haven't really talked about it yet, Eric, in here, but the only other thing I've been working on is I set up another email sequence this week, but it was for Fred's 298-day product, which is phenomenal, guys. I will tell you, I've worked with Fred now for about a year and a half, side by side on a lot of things. And I just want to tell you guys, it is phenomenal. He does some great work anyway. And I honestly think this is his best product yet that he and Pat have put out together. It is that good. I mean, the people in here that do a lot of copyright, and they'll tell you, he's probably saved you several hundred hours of writing in this product. So if you haven't got it yet, go get it. I'm not asking you to go to my link. I'm just telling you Fred's product is that good. The only other thing I've had going, which is going to keep me busy this next month, is the little project I'm working on that actually I'll be interviewing both you and Aaron next month. I think Aaron's actually going to be on next week.
Awesome. Yeah, and we're looking forward to that. That'd be great, Rick, and you can count on us to help spread the word. Rick is doing this, what's it called, the Fitness
Pro Business Summit. We can share it in here because we've got a good group of guys in here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What it is, it's going to be a summit. I've got 32 of the top fitness coaching, fitness business professionals that are going to be providing incredible content on helping fitness pros build a business. It's going to be in June. We're actually interviewing everybody this next month to get it all ready, get all the videos together. But it's going to be free. It's going to be a free summit for fitness professionals. And it's going to be a week filled of just phenomenal content. Like I said, Fred did an incredible interview yesterday. I've got, Aaron's on there. Eric, Randy Hart is doing one for me, Greg Justice. I mean, a lot of the top names, John Spencer Ellis, AJ, Pat, I'm excited about it. It's going to be pretty cool. And it's going to be valuable information for everybody.
It is. I agree. And it's a great idea. It's a great strategy that you're pursuing with this. And I mention that because it has absolute applicability to what we're doing in local by referral. You can do this exact same type of thing. And as you'll see, part of what we're going to do is very similar to this, where it's not all specific to a niche like Rick's doing with the in the fitness industry, but you could gear yours toward around health and wellness, where you're interviewing the local chiropractor, the local physical therapist, the massage therapist, the nutritionist, blah, 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 and provide this information. These are your local business partners. And that type of information can go in your Facebook group, in your local motive group, or it can be delivered some other way. You can get people to opt in for it, which would probably be even better. But you can tease it in your local motive group to your large audience. And this is how when you think of people who have tremendous authority out there, they are media personalities, largely. They are media, when you're talking on a large scale. And when you're the interviewer or being interviewed, you're positioned on this pedestal. And that is how you build authority and the right kind of positioning in your business. So again, what Rick's doing in the fitness industry, absolutely applicable to what we're doing locally.
Yeah, and once I get through this, I'll be happy to share the whole process with everybody in here. I mean, it's a learning process, but it's going really smoothly. I think we have it set up really, really well. But instead of everybody trying to reinvent the wheel, I'm more than happy to share it with everybody, exactly the process that I went through, how I structured it and everything. And hopefully it'll help people do that, because it's definitely a way to position yourself as an authority and to really build the potential to build a really good sized email list really quickly.
Yeah, and a network of partners, because you're growing your relationship with me, with Fred, with Aaron, with everybody that you're interviewing, Randy, everybody that you're interviewing. That's a relationship building event right there. And we're going to help you. You're going to help us. We're going to help you. It's symbiotic, and that's beautiful. It's win-win, as Fred said earlier. So that's fantastic, Rick. We look forward to that. All right. Anything else that you've got, or anybody for that matter, before we wrap it up?
I think I'm good.
All right. Very good. Aaron had to bug out. He's moving today. No, tomorrow. I don't envy him that. All right, you guys. Well, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you all very much for being here. Really appreciate it. And we'll just see you on Facebook.
All right. Thanks a lot.